Michael, 3 games left of the season, starting with what's always a big one against Leeds.
Yeah, big game. We're looking forward to it. We know kind of what's at stake. Kind of rivalry in a good way, and it'll be a competitive game for sure. Regardless of what's going on in the league or anything, I think as a game in itself, it's an important game, and we understand that for sure. Added to the kind of league situation and what's going on, then there's a little bit extra on the game as well. So yeah, it should be a good night.
And obviously just a case of continuing what is an excellent run for you.
Yeah, there's been a lot of positive things from us recently. It was 2 ways really looking at last week. We felt it was a good week in many ways, but not enough for kind of what we wanted. But nevertheless, a lot of good things going on, and the boys are putting a really good run together. So that's certainly something that we're trying to build on as the season comes to an end.
Have you had to reinforce that with them this week, given the distance you are now to the top 6?
Not particularly. No, the boys are in a good place and looking forward to the game, and we know there's 3 games to go, and we'll be ready for that. And we know Monday night is a really important game in many ways. So yeah, of course, our responsibility is to be ready for that. But yeah, we want to keep building on our performance. We want to keep trying to win games, and see where that ends up at the end of the season, and moving on to next season. So now the boys are in a good place.
You've also got a knack of doing well against teams who are looking to go back up to the Premier League. Southampton, Ipswich spring to mind, Leicester, of course, throughout the season. So that obviously gives an added edge to it.
Yeah, I think again the boys, as a group, whoever's played throughout the season in these type of games, I think we've proved that the level of performance that we can find is good enough at times. I kept saying consistency is important, but we've certainly shown that we've got the performances in us, so that will take a lot of confidence from that.
Isaiah Jones signed a new deal this week. That's a good one to get sorted early on. Yeah,
for sure. Izzy's had a good time really over the season, and improving all the time, and still work to do, but it's a lot more to come from him. So yeah, to get that sorted and finalised is really pleasing.
And he's had his ups and downs, hasn't he? Not just this season, but throughout his career, and he's kind of always come back strongly, which is impressive.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of it. As a career and as a life, to be honest, in general, I think it's full of ups and downs, and you've got to ride the waves. And obviously we're here to support the players when they need a bit of support. We're here to kind of prod them and poke them in the right direction and getting performance out of them as well at times. And I think that there's more challenging times, or the moments you go through that are a little bit tougher. In the end, if you come through them, you are stronger and you're better, and you learn from the experience, and it puts you in a better place really. And that goes for all the boys, and as a team as well, in terms of through the season, in your experiences. And I think we're all better for going through them, and you've got to use them as a positive experience to build on.
I think everybody would agree it's always good to get things done early, and I mean the season hasn't even ended yet. Is that kind of the pattern that you're hoping to replicate with getting players tied down and new arrivals and that kind of thing?
Ideally, of course, you want things to be done very quickly. It's not always possible, and there is things that need to fall into place. But yeah, for sure, it's great to get Izzy's sorted, signed, and stability is important. So yeah, that's the key moving forward really.
Now, just a word on Luke Ayling, who obviously can't play on Monday because it's against Leeds, but he was our man of the match at Ipswich, and he seems to have kind of become a fan's favourite very quickly because of his style. He likes to I don't know how to describe it. He likes to wind up the opposition fans, the opposition players. He's that kind of player. He's really added something, hasn't he?
Yeah, he definitely has. He's done terrific. He hadn't played an awful lot of football before he arrived, and kind of you could see him improving game by game, finding his rhythm, finding that we know what he's capable of doing. And yeah, he's done ever so well, settled in well, great personality, good character around the squad, and he's had a big impact on us.
Is he one who will be here next season?
I can't sit here now and give you a definite answer. It's impossible for me to do that. But yeah, for sure, we're working on a number of things, and I'll be fair to the individuals as players as well, not just Luke, but the other ones, some of the other boys as well. That it's not just an easy yes or no from me now. Of course, we're looking to try and do certain things and to keep players, make this squad as strong as we possibly can. You know.
Just on the home form, because I know you've previously said it doesn't matter where you pick up your points, home or away, but it has been below par this season. But it's been strong recently, hasn't it? So that must be pleasing for you towards the end of the season.
Yeah, I think it's just the run we've put together. I think the boys have found a good rhythm and a good level of performance, and just give ourselves a lot to do going into towards the end of the season with maybe the start we've had, or the little bit of inconsistency through the season for different reasons. But certainly we talking about earlier about the confidence and we can take into the next game and the end of the season is because of that, because the performance has been there, and it's not always been easy. The boys have stepped up and in some tough games and found good results. So yeah, pleased with that, the character and the personality that the boys have shown. It shows that the spirit they've got between each other. And
just lastly from me, the FA Cup replays being scrapped is something that's been talked of a lot in the last day or so. What's your view on that?
Yeah, from a club's point of view, disappointed with the decision that's been imposed on us, really. It's kind of taken out of our hands, so it is what it is. But on the club's behalf, we're disappointed with that. Individually, for me, in my opinion, it's irrelevant at this stage. It's a shame. There's a lot of good experiences and good moments have come from replays, and it gives a lot of clubs a massive opportunity to create special nights and memories, and that won't be the case.
Yeah, I mean, it's taken away a bit of what fans remember forever, really, isn't it? There are nights for lower division clubs and clubs in the Championship that they'll never forget, and they were replays, and that's at risk of all being forgotten.
Yeah, it is. I think football always moves on and adapts, and things change over time, but it's probably the way it's happened from the club's point of view that we're most disappointed about.
Thank you.
Michael, we all know the league table and it is where it is, but I suppose it's not quite there yet. Will you be watching the results tomorrow, pacing about, or are you just getting on with planning for Monday?
No, I won't be particularly. I think we'll be preparing for Monday, doing all we can. We're obviously in training over the weekend and going the same process of a week what we'd normally have, whether it's a Monday, Tuesday, or Saturday or Sunday. It doesn't really matter. So we'll have eyes on that of more about us, and then approach the game like that. There's nothing else we can do,
The good thing about the game on Monday is that, whatever happens with the league table, it's a game that demands people's attention and demands everyone's up for it, kind of, and it feels good that it's that sort of game on Monday.
Yeah, definitely. I think this stage of the season we understand and where our position in the league. So I think this one is a great game in terms of want to look forward to, want to get motivated for. Not that we'd certainly need it, but in terms of the energy in the stadium, and as I said, it means whatever the situation in the league, these type of games always can create something a little bit different. So that's what we're looking forward to.
Just a word on Isaiah Jones. It strikes me because of what he does. He's a player that's got quite a high ceiling, and sort of if everything breaks right for him, he could get a lot better, couldn't he?
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, for sure. I think he's still got a lot of experience for his age, and there's an awful lot to build on. I think that's the beauty of a lot of the players in the squad. We feel that there's a lot there's big gains to be made individually and as a team. So we're delighted that Izzy's sorted out and he's here and he is here for a lot longer, and working with him, trying to develop him and bring out the very best and fulfil his potential.
Good for me, thank you. No?
Just picking up on something you said there, Michael, in terms of planning for the summer, and you're obviously looking to do things in the summer to strengthen the squad. Are you down the line yet where you are quite clear in your mind in terms of what you will want to do in the summer, or is that something that kind of will kind of pick up in the weeks ahead as it's more clear where you're going to be next season?
Yeah, I think you're always pretty clear in terms of what we want it to look like, what type of players, where we want to strengthen within the group, and how we want to move forward. I think that's pretty clear in terms of exactly who and what it'll look like. That's not an easy. That's not almost our decision. You know, we try to do the things we feel we want to try and pull off and bring in and what have you, but it's not always straightforward. So it's kind of moving. It's a bit of a moving jigsaw puzzle, and the pieces come and go a little bit, and you try to make it the best one and come out the end of it a lot stronger. Certainly in terms of time, we want to be proactive and get things in place as quick as we can, and give us that good starting point really going into the next season.
Yeah, we've mentioned Izzy's contract and that being a positive, getting that sorted. Riley's in quite a similar position in that he'll be entering the last 12 months of his deal. Is it fair to say he'd be another one in that kind of mould where you'd be hoping to try and sort something out there?
Yeah, there's a number of players actually, so I think until anything's done contract wise, talks are ongoing in different ways with different players, but certainly for me, in terms until there's anything to kind of confirm, then it's not really to comment further. It's not really the right thing to do. But certainly we want the squad to be stronger. We've got some important players that we want to have here for a lot longer as well, and that's for us to get that balance right.
Yeah, looking to Monday, obviously without two extra players, with Luke and Sam not being available. But have any players who have been injured been able to return to training at all this week?
Not particularly really. Paddy's back around the group. Obviously Alex Bangaru's back around the group training now for a number of weeks, which is really pleasing. Josh is a little bit further off. Dale's a little bit further off. So that's pretty much where we are at the moment.
Yeah, is Paddy kind of back among the group where he could be in contention?
Yeah, he's back training, Paddy, yeah.
Brilliant, yeah. And just a different one on that. Darryl Lennon was kind of a few weeks ago hoping he might get back before the end. Is that still?
No, it was never really a target to be at the end of the season for Darryl.
No, but then looking beyond, obviously there's Darryl, there's Tommy, there's Marcus and there's Riley, who are all kind of. How important is it for them kind of now to kind of focus on the summer and pre-season, and I guess trying to get themselves into a position where they are ready for next season? Yeah,
to be honest, unfortunately, we've had a number of players who have ended up missing quite a bit of football, not far off since kind of Christmas time, really, January time, in terms of Dale and Josh, and obviously Alex is back training now, and Hayden's missed a bit of football, and then the boys that you've listed there. So there's a group who will be desperate to be ready for pre-season and almost a fresh start, and looking forward to playing a lot of football again. So it'd be great to have them back and get them back around the group and back training again. And I know it seems far off at the moment, whatever happens in what pre-season looks like, but certainly for those boys it's a big focus to get back fit.
Yeah, so is that a suggestion then, like Josh, Dale and Hayden?
No, I'm just saying they've missed a lot of football, so at least whatever happens in the next couple of weeks, they'll have missed a fair bit of football, and they won't be at the full rhythm by the time that comes around. So it's kind of some of the boys have missed nearly 4 months. It's quite a big chunk. So we'll get them back, and we'll get them back fit, and hopefully soon, and certainly back for pre-season.
Yeah, as we've always said, these kind of absentees do create opportunities for others, and I guess with the league table as it is now, the bigger picture, if you like, for yourselves, does this kind of create opportunities for youngsters, which I appreciate, it's something you've been so keen to do anyway? Yeah,
it could do, it could do. There's 3 games, and we're certainly conscious of that, of managing the 3 games. We're first of all, we're approaching this one to try and win this one. There's still things to play for this season that we certainly haven't given up on just yet, so we're not getting ahead of ourselves with that, but we'll approach this game and give everything we can, and as the next couple of games come after that, we'll see where the land lies, where we stand, and who we feel can play and who's still fit.
Yeah, not necessarily game time, because there's other ways of giving opportunities, but you have been so keen and you have actively done that this season with younger players. I mean, is that a reflection of kind of the quality of the academy and the players that the academy is producing?
Yeah, I'm certainly keen. The coaches, as you know, we're so keen and to bring the younger players through, and sometimes the end game is to try and get in the first team, to grab them on the pitch, to try and develop them, be part of our team, and sometimes it's a little bit it's a little bit of giving them the chance to train with us and develop them that way, and giving them the opportunities like that. So it's not always one that everyone might see, but we're certainly always aware of trying to give the next ones as much opportunity to take the next step. And that's kind of ongoing every week. That's in the plan. So some are a little bit further ahead than others, and we'll see what the next few games bring.
Just on Josh and Dale, I don't know the nature of Dale's injury, but Josh's is obviously something that's bothered him for a while. Have you got to the bottom of it? So when he is back in the
season, well, hopefully, yeah. It all seems in a good place for Josh. He's back on the grass. He's not actually totally with us, but he's back in and around on the grass. So it's. Said it to you, I think before, is certain times, certain players, you kind of got to look after them a little bit and give them a little bit more time, making sure that you might take a hit in terms of short term, but it's a long career ahead of, hopefully, for the boys as well. So there's a responsibility for us to do that. So we're confident Josh will be in good shape.
And what's the situation with Tom? Because I know you said to Craig last week you were assessing that, whether he might need surgery. Tom Glover.
Yeah, he's had a really small procedure on his finger, so he'll miss the next 3 games. But yeah, it's not a big deal.
On the subject of keepers, you've had a couple out on loan this season. Zach Hemming and Sol Brynny have both done well where they've been. How do you reflect on their year?
Yeah, good. I think it's we're fortunate that we have got the goalkeepers to choose from, and what's best. Some of the younger ones, and what's best for us in terms of what the squad looks like, what's best for them in terms of how we can bring out the best of them and give them the best chance to fulfil the potential. And so it's an individual kind of case by case really, but the boys have done well and gained a lot of experience. So we've obviously got to make decisions and how the balance of the group looks moving forward. But that's the time of year it is. But we're fortunate enough that we've got them choices to make.
It must be difficult with goalkeepers, because whereas I guess we said forwards or midfield players, there's more opportunities for them, there's more chance they're going to get an opportunity. Do you have to deal with keepers differently in that there's only one of them, and if you've got a senior, it's not the type of position that you might tinker with or tweak in week to week?
Yeah, I think it's not to say that there's never an opportunity, and it's never set in stone from our point of view, but yeah, of course, it's I think as an outfield player there's probably more flexibility in getting the opportunity. That's the nature of the roles really, and the positions, and the boys all understand that. Obviously
last summer it was kind of, you had to make a big changes to the squad because of inevitable exits, loanees going back. Does it feel different this season? Does it feel as almost like you're getting a bit of a running start in the next season, because touch wood, there shouldn't be as much of an overhaul in the summer?
Yeah, there's always the nature of stability is important, and continuity is really important, that we're kind of building on something rather than starting all over again. That helps us move forward without doubt. We're always looking to improve, and we always want to push the current players to be better and bring out the best of them. We want to push to see what else there to enhance the squad as well. So the further along the line with that, the less changes we have to keep making. Yeah, of course we want to build on it, and we want it. I think we've a lot of the players this year have gained a lot of experience over time. Again, some good experiences, some a bit more challenging, but I think they'll be better for it, and they'll certainly be better for it come next season.
And obviously, I wouldn't expect you to tell me all the positions that you might look to strengthen this summer, but how much work do you think is needed when you look at the squad?
There's always a bit of work to be done, which is quite exciting, and I think it's a real positive to think we've done a lot of good things this year. Again, the experience is of certain players in a new environment, and how they've grasped that, and how much they'll be better for it next year. There's always work to do. It never stops. We've never cracked it. We're never kind of totally happy with what we've got. I think we've always got to be pushing. So Sometimes I've said it to you before, sometimes it's in the plans, sometimes something will get thrown at us that maybe no one could see, and it's an opportunity that comes along and you think, oh, that'll be a good one for us. So there's a plan, certainly a plan, there's a bigger picture. We want it to grow with current players, with maybe some new players, and then flexible for something as and when it might pop up.
Last one from me. I know the situations are different because Burnley went up or won the title, whatever it was, last season. Leeds can't do that on Monday. But can that be motivation to let's not have someone celebrating on our turf again at this stage of the season for Monday night's game?
Honestly, I think the motivation comes from us, really. We obviously went through that last season, and it's certainly not ideal, but at the same point you've got to respect the position, and Burnley had achieved what they had achieved, so they were well within the rights to celebrate that night. But certainly now it's about us, really, in terms of where we are, the stage of the season, where we are as a team, how we want to finish the season. It really is only about us going into Monday.